As the golden afternoon sun cast its warm glow across Tanzania's vast Serengeti National Park, the bustling highway cutting through this iconic reserve was teeming with vehicles racing to beat the fading daylight. Just beyond the protective fences stood a majestic landscape, home to Africa's most incredible wildlife. Yet, hidden beneath the peaceful scenery was an unseen danger, a small, unnoticed gap in the boundary fence, just wide enough for curious creatures to squeeze through. At that very moment, a playful lion cub named Keto, too young to understand the peril, slipped quietly through this unnoticed opening. Fascinated by the unfamiliar sounds and movement, Keto stumbled onto the busy road, completely oblivious to the speeding cars. Drivers slammed on their brakes, their tires screeching and echoing across the plain, panic swiftly spreading. The lion cub froze, eyes wide in confusion, ears flattened against the sudden chaos. Horns blared loudly, adding to Keto's fear and uncertainty, while desperate drivers reached for their phones to summon urgent help. Little did anyone know, this tense and heart-stopping scene would soon spark a remarkable chain of events, testing courage and compassion, and captivating everyone who witnessed it. The Serengeti was about to reveal an unforgettable drama. Cars skidded to sudden halts, their headlights illuminating the frightened figure of the small lion cub, frozen in the center of the road. Keto stood trembling, his tiny heart racing wildly as confusion overwhelmed him. The once peaceful Serengeti highway instantly erupted into chaos, filled with panicked voices, blaring horns, and screeching tires. Drivers urgently shouted warnings to each other, anxiously motioning to the stranded cub as fear gripped the scene. The growing line of vehicles quickly turned into a tense gridlock, the afternoon tranquility shattered by anxiety and uncertainty. With every passing second, danger intensified. Some drivers anxiously called authorities, desperately seeking help, knowing any wrong move could spell disaster. Meanwhile, Keto cowered low, eyes wide with terror, unable to comprehend the danger encircling him. His vulnerable cries for help pierced the chaotic noise, tugging at the hearts of everyone watching. As suspense mounted, everyone wondered if rescue would arrive in time to prevent tragedy. Little did they know, a hero was already racing toward them, a man whose courage and compassion would soon be tested beyond measure. From the horizon appeared a police vehicle, its sirens piercing the anxious silence, signaling that help had finally arrived. Officer Jafari, known throughout the Serengeti for his bravery and deep respect for wildlife, swiftly assessed the unfolding crisis. Calmly stepping out of his vehicle, he raised his hand, signaling the nervous drivers to quiet down and switch off their engines. A tense hush fell over the highway as all eyes locked on Jafari and the small lion cub, still trembling on the asphalt. Fully aware of the delicate nature of his mission, Jafari moved cautiously, each deliberate step reducing the distance between him and the frightened Keto. He spoke softly, his voice gentle and reassuring, breaking through the cub's fear. "It's okay, little one," he whispered soothingly, extending a patient hand toward the tiny animal. Heartbeats quickened among the onlookers as they held their breath, uncertain whether the cub would trust Jafari or bolt back into the deadly maze of cars. Keto, sensing warmth and safety in Jafari's tone, cautiously looked up, eyes wide with confusion, but beginning to soften. In that critical moment, hope mingled with suspense as everyone watched, knowing that the cub's fate now rested entirely in Officer Jafari's compassionate hands. From the heart of the halted traffic, a police vehicle swiftly arrived, its lights flashing vividly against the darkening Serengeti sky. Out stepped Officer Elias, known across the region for his calm courage and extraordinary compassion toward wildlife. Instantly assessing the delicate scene, Elias gently signaled for quiet, urging the anxious drivers to silence their engines. The chaotic noise quickly faded into a tense, expectant silence. With deliberate caution, Elias moved slowly towards the frightened cub, whispering soft words of comfort that cut through Quito's fear. Each careful step he took closed the perilous distance, but he remained mindful that any sudden movement could trigger panic. The small lion cub's trembling eased slightly, intrigued yet wary of this gentle stranger. Elias knelt slowly, extending a steady hand, allowing Quito to sense trust and safety. Hearts raced among onlookers as suspense filled the air, uncertain if the vulnerable cub would accept the comforting gesture or flee back into harm's way. Then, in a heart-stopping moment, Quito tentatively stepped closer, pressing his tiny head against Elias's reassuring hand. Relief swept across the crowd. A bond had formed in the middle of the highway, proving that even amidst chaos, kindness could bridge the divide between human and wild. Back at the nearby police station, illuminated softly beneath the moonlit Serengeti sky, Officer Elias gently carried Quito inside, his steady voice soothing the exhausted cub. The station, normally bustling with routine duties, quickly became a haven of warmth and comfort. Elias and his colleagues prepared a comfortable resting space, complete with fresh water, nourishing food, and a soft blanket to calm Quito's shivering. Throughout the night, Elias sat close by, gently reassuring the cub with whispered words and a comforting touch. Outside, the vast wilderness echoed with distant calls from wild creatures, reminding everyone of the cub's true home. Each comforting gesture strengthened the delicate bond between man and beast as Quito's trembling gradually ceased, replaced by quiet breathing and restful sleep. Yet, the lingering question of his mother's whereabouts hung heavily in the air, filling Elias with determination to reunite the family at dawn. Unknown to both the cub and the officer, this peaceful night was merely a brief pause in their journey, a calm before the thrilling and emotional search awaiting them at first light. Their adventure was far from over, promising even more heartwarming and suspenseful moments ahead. As dawn broke gently over the vast Serengeti, Officer Elias stood ready, joined by Thabo, a seasoned wildlife rescuer known for his deep understanding of animal behavior. The pair carefully plotted their route, hoping to locate Quito's mother before anxiety drove her further away. With the young cub nestled safely beside them, they set off along the highway toward the damaged fence, eyes scanning the earth for paw prints, ears alert for any distant roars or calls. The fresh morning air was filled with tension, as each footprint or broken twig deepened their hope of a reunion. Suddenly, Thabo paused, his keen eyes picking up a faint set of tracks leading away from the fence into thicker brush. The men moved cautiously, their breath shallow, hearts beating faster with every step. Quito, sensing something familiar, raised his head and let out a hopeful whimper. The air seemed charged with anticipation as a distant rustling grew louder, signaling they were close. Elias and Thabo exchanged quick glances, knowing the critical moment was near. Would they find the lioness waiting anxiously for her lost cub, or had they arrived too late? As Officer Marius and wildlife expert Thabo carefully approached the fence, a sudden rustling caught their attention. Hearts pounding, they cautiously moved forward, eyes locked onto the dense brush ahead. Then, emerging slowly into view, appeared the lioness, her amber eyes filled with desperate longing, scanning anxiously for her lost cub. The air grew electric as Quito immediately recognized his mother, squirming excitedly in Marius's gentle hold. Carefully placing the cub onto the soft Serengeti grass, Marius stepped back, holding his breath as the tiny lion dashed toward his mother, releasing joyful cries. The lioness bounded forward, enveloping Kido in a protective embrace, licking him reassuringly, the relief palpable in every graceful movement. Marius and Thabo exchanged triumphant smiles, their eyes misty from the powerful reunion unfolding before them. Nearby, park workers swiftly repaired the damaged fence, ensuring no future separations. With one final glance at the reunited family, Marius felt immense pride, knowing they had safeguarded something precious, the unbreakable bond of a mother and child. As they quietly retreated, leaving nature undisturbed, everyone who witnessed this extraordinary moment understood clearly. Compassion and courage could restore balance between humanity and wildlife, inspiring us all to cherish and protect these incredible creatures. In the heart of the Serengeti, where wild beauty meets human roads, one small lion cub named Kido reminded us all of a powerful truth. Life is fragile, but compassion gives it strength. From chaos on a highway to the tender moment of reunion between a mother and her cub, this story shows that even in the most unpredictable places, kindness and courage can make all the difference. Officer Marius and rescuer Thabo didn't just save a life. They protected a bond that no fence or fear could break. It's a reminder that every creature, no matter how small or wild, deserves a chance to be loved, protected, and reunited with what matters most. In a world full of danger and division, let's choose connection, empathy, and protection. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for more inspiring wildlife stories.